I used to be ashamed to tell my coming out story because there were so many sad coming out stories, but mine was actually positive. And what my dad thought of me was really important because that was my best friend. And he said, well, as long as that makes you happy, then that makes me happy too, and I love you. And that was it. I started at the St. Louis plant in January of 2008. I had a lot of tough things going on in the background. My dad had gotten sick, sudden onset of heart failure. He actually waited for a heart transplant for 3 years. He never got it, and just died suddenly. So that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And after that, like, for anybody that's experienced something traumatic like that, you kind of have to rediscover who you are. And I was getting ready to put my notice in, and HR came to check on me. She was really encouraging for me to stay and start Gable and kind of have a new focus in the workplace. In October 2015, I attended my first Gable conference, and Alex Keith was one of the keynote speakers. And she's talking about all the positive change in the offices and different chapters around the US. I stood up and asked the question during the Q&A, and I told her it was wonderful that these things were happening in these areas, but we have severe cultural differences at the manufacturing sites, and what can we do about that? But her response was so smooth and caring, like, we need to look into that now. And in that moment, something in me also clicked of, I know what I want to do with P&G, and I wanted to be a leader. We hosted our first Pride in St. Louis. We were presenting sponsors. A lot of amazing things happened. And people would ask me, why did you start Gable? And the answer was never for me. It was always for my friends and my coworkers and the allies at the site. But deep down, it was also for me, because I was suffering. And I was suffering a life that a lot of people didn't know about. And things were happening to me where I wasn't exactly safe. By 2018, I was losing everything. I was losing everything financially. I was losing everything emotionally. I packed 2 bags. I took my truck and I left the house. And then work, they knew what was going on. So I immediately started looking for P&G roles outside of St. Louis. With my newfound freedom and my transfer to Tabler, I wanted to become a manager in the company, or a band 1. I worked really hard. I got a lot of feedback. I pushed myself. I made a lot of changes, and I got myself in therapy and started pushing myself in the right direction. I met my wife, Andy, in 2018. She's my rock. She supported me, including my health journey, having weight loss surgery 2 years ago. When I was transitioning to be the E&I Site Leader for Tabler Station, I needed a replacement for Gable, and I saw that need in Jake. I knew that giving him the Gable team would build that confidence in him to be the leader that he wanted to be within P&G.
Gable's really given me that place to be and be a leader, and you really showed me how to do a lot of that. The way you live, the way you act, you are seriously one of the most impressive leaders that we have in Gable.
After I transferred to Tabler, I started in January of 2019, and by September of 22, I was promoted 3 times, and I'm now a senior manager with the company. I mean, I wouldn't be here now, I don't think, if it was for the company. When I had nothing, they gave me something to start over. And it's more than just a job to me. It's a career, it's my network, it's a family to me. And at the end of the day, no matter what P&G site you go to, the people, they're P&Gers, they treat you the same. If my dad were here today, I think that he would be immensely proud.